She had never seen me like that before, barefoot, trembling, cradling my son on a freezing street corner. "Daughter, where is the apartment and the car that I gave you? Why are you barefoot and without any belongings?" my mother asked, her voice sharp with shock. I couldn't speak. The words stuck like glass in my throat. But when I finally did, I broke. "Mom, my husband and his mother took everything. They forged my signature, emptied our accounts, and threw me and Liam out with nothing. No clothes, no food, not even shoes." Her breath hitched. I hadn't seen her cry in years, but her eyes shimmered. Then she hugged me, tight, protective, furious. "Don't cry," she whispered, her voice trembling with rage. "I know exactly what to do with them. Those scoundrels don't know who they're dealing with." For the first time in weeks, I exhaled. Because my mother, the same woman who built her business from scratch, who once dismantled a corrupt investor's empire in court, was no one's victim. And now neither was I. We just needed a plan. She looked at me with quiet fire.
"Come.
We're going to get everything back and more." But I had no idea how dark it would get first. Back at my mother's house, I finally slept without fear. Liam curled into my side, safe for the first time in days. By morning, Mom had already made calls. Lawyers, a forensic accountant, even an old friend who once worked in cybercrime. She was moving fast, and when she moved fast, it meant someone was about to lose everything. "Do you have the bank statements?" she asked over breakfast. I nodded and handed her my phone. Her eyes narrowed. "They transferred everything in chunks to a new account, and look here. Your name's nowhere on the lease anymore. They scrubbed you out. They used my maternity leave as cover," I said bitterly. Said I was mentally unstable. I didn't even see it happening. My mother set the phone down like a loaded gun. "They think you're weak because you cried. Because you loved them." I nodded slowly, tears burning again.
"They're wrong," she said.
"This isn't just about property anymore. It's about making sure they remember your name every time they open a door or check their account." That evening, she opened a sealed safe. Inside was a folder, thick, labeled with my husband's name. "You want revenge?" she asked. Inside the folder was a timeline, dates, names, properties, tax records. My mother had been tracking my husband and his mother for months. "I knew something was wrong the day he asked for power of attorney," she said, her voice cold. "You told me it was for hospital paperwork. I knew better." I blinked. "You never told me." "I needed proof," she replied. "Now we have it." In one envelope were photos, my husband dining with another woman while I was pregnant in the hospital. In another, documents showing the car and apartment weren't just transferred, they were sold. He didn't just steal them. He cashed in, and all under a false claim of debt he said I owed to his family. "I want to destroy him," I whispered. She smiled faintly.
"Good.
Because we're not just taking back what's yours. We're making sure his name means nothing by the end of this." That day, I filed official complaints, identity fraud, property theft, and coercion. We handed the evidence to her legal team. But Mom didn't stop there. She called someone named Viola, a woman with a voice like silk and ice. "She handles the kind of justice courts are too slow to serve," my mother said. I didn't know what that meant yet. Viola arrived the next evening. A tall woman in all black, with a voice so calm it felt surgical. She didn't ask how I was feeling. She didn't offer comfort. She asked for passwords. Email, cloud backup, phone records, any old laptop he's touched, she said, pulling on gloves like a surgeon about to operate. Within hours, she had full access to my husband's digital life. "You're not his only victim," she said. "He's been rerouting funds from his employer's budget. And his mother has a habit of gifting furniture and appliances that mysteriously vanish from clients' homes." My head spun. They weren't just cruel, they were professional parasites. "They're about to learn," Viola said, "that when you drain a woman dry and leave her on the street, sometimes she crawls back with fire in her hands." Mom handed me a burner phone. "Starting tomorrow, you disappear." "What do you mean?" "You're going to vanish. No contact. Let them feel safe." And that's what I did. I withdrew all remaining money from a backup account Mom had created years ago, in my name, protected for marriage. I left a note on my husband's desk. Just 2 words. Thank you. Then I disappeared, and the countdown began. By the time they noticed I was gone, I was 3 cities away under a different name. Liam was safe, enrolled in a cozy daycare. I worked part-time at a small bookstore while Mom and Viola pulled the strings behind the scenes. They made it look like I'd given up. My husband texted once, "You're being dramatic. Come back and we'll figure it out." I didn't reply. A week later, his accounts were frozen. Then came the audit at his workplace. And just days after that, he and his mother were evicted from the apartment they'd sold because the new owners filed for fraudulent transfer. Viola had sent the buyer the real timeline. They were now broke, living in his cousin's garage. But I wasn't done. You see, before I disappeared, Viola helped me access his phone remotely. I had every screenshot, every message where he laughed about robbing the crying wife blind. We compiled it all, leaked it anonymously to his job, to the housing board, to the community Facebook group his mother moderated. And one morning, as they stepped outside, they were met with silence. No more friends. No more admiration. Just stares. I watched the video on my phone, sipping tea. They weren't just ruined financially. They were socially erased. The fallout was faster than anyone expected. His mother's little side business?
Gone.
Clients canceled in droves. She tried posting in her usual mom groups, but every comment was flooded with screenshots. Is this the woman who kicked her daughter-in-law out with a baby? Scammer alert. She deleted her account. My husband was fired. Not just fired, blacklisted. The fraud charges? Pending. The audit revealed he'd used company funds for personal emergencies, including transferring $4,800 into my old account. The irony? That was my money to begin with. He just didn't know Mom had eyes everywhere. Then came the day Viola called. Ready for your final curtain? Mom and I returned, not to the house I had lost, but to court. I wore a plain black dress. No makeup. Just calm power. He didn't even look at me as I walked in. His lawyer was sweating. I wasn't there for revenge. I was there for custody, asset return, and reputation correction. Every lie he told was torn apart by hard documents, bank records, and hidden recordings Viola had extracted. The judge nodded slowly after I finished. You came prepared, he said. I nodded once. This time, yes. But the real blow was coming the next morning, and he didn't even see it coming. The court granted me full custody and immediate asset recovery. But what happened the next morning was the final blow I had saved. Poetic, devastating, and public. A journalist Viola once mentored ran a weekend segment called Women Who Vanished and Fought Back. This Sunday's story?
Me.
Of course, my name and Liam's were changed, faces blurred. But the story? Verbatim. The footage showed fake sympathy from my husband's side and ended with, the woman left with nothing. Today, she owns 2 apartments under her name, works in literacy programs, and is pursuing a law degree. It aired locally, then went viral. Within hours, his mother's photo, a screenshot from a neighborhood watch group, was shared with hashtags like #monster-in-law and #throughout a newborn. Job offers dried up for both of them. His distant relatives, who once cheered his wedding, cut ties. Even his cousin, whose garage they were staying in, kicked them out, citing bad press. I didn't post a thing. Not a word. I didn't have to. The internet spoke for me. That night, I tucked Liam in, whispered, "We're safe now," and stared at the city lights. Then my phone buzzed. A new message. From someone I hadn't heard from in years. My father. His message was short. I saw everything. I didn't know.
I'm sorry.
Please let me make it right. The last time I'd seen my father, I was 19, standing outside his second wedding. He hadn't even invited me. Said I complicated things. And yet here he was, years later, reaching out with regret. I didn't respond immediately. Instead, I called my mother, told her everything. For the first time in decades, she was quiet. Then she said, "Let him apologize." But don't let him back in until he proves he deserves to stand beside you now, not the broken girl he abandoned. I agreed. So I wrote back, "Meet me tomorrow, but not to talk. Just watch." The next evening, I stood in front of a packed room, holding a mic. I was speaking at a local women's shelter gala, sharing my story, my comeback, my power. In the back, my father stood silently, tears running down his face. No one noticed him, because this moment was mine. Liam ran into my arms afterward. Cameras flashed. The crowd cheered. I didn't need revenge anymore, because I'd built a life so full, so bright, so unstoppable. They couldn't touch me even if they tried. My name is Rena Vale, and I don't just survive. I rewrite endings.